encourage you that when you have a solid anchor to belay directly off the anchor. So we're going to show a few different ways to do that. I'm clove hitched into my anchor. I've got a quad anchor. And so one of the beauties of the quad is that I can use 2 strands for myself with my clove hitch and 2 strands here that I'm going to belay from. One way that I can belay is the Munter hitch. Okay, so the Munter hitch, just stay right there for a moment. Okay, here's my climber. My brake hand right now is my left hand. And so what's different here is that my braking plane is in line with the climber rather than away. So often we're used to pulling back when we brake with like an ATC or even a GriGri, but now we're bringing it out in front of us. So here, belaying off the anchor, I'm going to pinch and slide. So I'm keeping my left hand on the rope, my thumb and pointer finger is pinching that rope, sliding, allowing my hand to slide back up as I take in slack. That's how I'm going to belay with the Munter. So the Munter, it's an old classic way that we can belay and rappel, so certainly can be very appropriate, but there's no backup to my hand. My hand has to stay on that brake strand for it to work. So I can use a device like a GriGri, that's an assisted braking device, has a lot of advantages because it will help hold a fall. I want to make sure I thread it correctly. I can attach it directly to the anchor. Now, a great thing about a GriGri is I can belay just like I did before, right? I'm still belaying like I did with the Munter, pinching and sliding my hand up. If Selah falls, go ahead and fall. Now, you can see here I've got slack in the rope that the device will break on its own as long as nothing is interfering with the camming mechanism. That's also one of the downsides. If there's maybe like a rock ledge here, I need to be aware that if there's something that's going to interfere with the camming device, it's not going to work the way it can really work. So I have to keep that in mind. Here, in this case, this anchor is hanging out in space, so it's going to work really well. The GriGri has a lot of advantages. I can easily build a mechanical assistance system on this to help assist her and help pull her up a climb. I can very easily escape the belay. Here I can go hands-free just by putting a overhand on a bite, a catastrophe knot in the system, and I can call this hands-free. But this catastrophe knot's going to back up the GriGri. So that can be a real quick and easy way to go hands-free, be escaped from the belay. But like I said, there is this failure mechanism that if something interferes with the camming mechanism, it's going to prevent it from locking up. So this is an assisted braking device, really popular device, and I can certainly use that. Another family of devices I can use is some type of device like the plaquette or auto blocking style devices. There are many different. Here I have the Camp PU, and these are devices that are different than an ATC. So here's a standard ATC tube style device, okay, and here's the ATC guide version of it, and you can see it's very much like that tube style device, but now there's this big hole that's been added. In this case here, that's where I clip it to the anchor with a locking carabiner. There's many different types of these auto blocking devices. And so the ATC guide, the Petzl Reverso, Gravel, Tamp makes this blue device here that I've got. And so here, I'm going to insert my rope, always checking to make sure I'm threading this correctly and that my climber's on the top, my brake hand is on the bottom. I'm still going to treat this like a device where I need to keep my hand on the brake strand. I don't want to treat it like a hands-free device because there is no like truly hands-free auto-locking device. This is an auto-blocking device. But it gives me a lot of security because if Selah weights the rope there, you can see that again, with the rope slack, the device is doing its work. That climber strand of the rope comes over and blocks that belay strand, like helping you hold a falling climber. Now here, belaying, I'm still going to belay like I did before, pinching and sliding here just like I did with the Munter. Okay, and if Selah falls, I can very easily escape the belay just by putting a catastrophe knot in right behind the device, and I'm out, I'm done, and I can go provide aid to her. Or If I want to build a mechanical assistance system where I want to help her, haul her up the climb, I can do that very effectively with this device. Now, go ahead and stand up. I'll provide another video here in a moment that shows just some of the failure mechanisms of this device, which are pretty particular. But that's how we want to encourage you to belay off the anchor using an auto-blocking device or a GriGri. Both have some great advantages.